I'm just posting the things in the.
Well, we're starting right now.
All right.
I already started it, actually.
Right,
Somebody do the
right
intro.
now, you say. Welcome back to Miles Edgeworth, Ace Prosecutor, where we're back with the trial of cranberries.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh my, Mr. Lawrence feels that way about me.
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. And in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Please do. Please do.
Why do I have him in this restraining chair?
He's in a torture chamber, just getting whipped. Tell us! Tell us! Tell us! Tell us!
I don't know anything.
That's not cool, man.
Plot twist, it's a secret king.
Oh my god.
Does that mean Mr. Lawrence is the witness today?
Oh, dear God, I hope not.
No.
Thank
I
God.
believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Mr. Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime.
Cranberries! I'm stuck in this box.
I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Donham, correct?
That's correct. It wasn't me.
Very well, then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
Are you a prosecutor? You are a prosecutor.
Are you?
You are a prosecutor.
Are you? You mixed up two words in the first sentence.
You are a prosecutor. Thanks, Nick. Are you sure about that? It's your true identity. If your true identity is revealed.
Well, don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people.
Yes, we know.
Thank you, Captain Obby.
But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. God damn it.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself. Whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. Leave my defense in your capable hands.
So you're going to be defending yourself? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible.
Capable hands? Wait a minute.
Phoenix did it in this first game.
Fair.
And there's nobody there in the prosecutor's seat.
He's all alone.
Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
There's the defense badge. It's empty.
The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case.
Indeed.
That's some snarky attitude.
I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time.
Oh.
An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case.
Ha!
Or you know they're late.
It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin.
I wish it was that easy.
Man, this judge is horrible.
Same here.
I am ready to announce my
Oh my
verdict
god! Are you freaking
Why is the
serious?
defendant?
Yes!
There's the whip.
Yes!
What the fuck?
God
Booyah!
damn it!
The prosecution stands ready.
Oh my god.
Wasting my time for this shit.
Using
Yes.
It's using Edgeworth's theme for some reason.
It's called the song's called Great Revival, Francisca von Karma. That's what it's called.
She's even doing the hand clutching with her arm like Mr. Von Karma does.
Like father, like daughter.
Miles Edgeworth.
It's called
Edgeworth has a lower pitch. Von Karmas has a higher pitch. Like a higher pitch.
And you are?
How the fuck do you pronounce that?
Franziska.
Francisco von.
Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Don't tell me you didn't know about me.
Yes, we don't know.
Von Karma, you say? Perchance you would be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma?
He's
Unfortunately.
been.
Bitch, shut up.
Oh god, my computer screen. Legends are a thing of the past. I am von Karma. That is all, Your Honor. God. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did? Then you must be quite a big deal, eh? Or big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor?
I am almost certain that I have seen you somewhere before. Or am I imagining things?
Oh, you're clearly imagining things.
You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor.
Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
Why do I give a damn? There is no such weaklings as this man among those of the prosecutor's office, Your Honor.
Well then.
There isn't? But I'm sure once before in this court... Ah!
I told you there is no such weakling. Ah!
What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom.
At least
keep
that,
on whipping him.
at least that guy, at least this judge making sense about the whip.
Bailiff, remove that whip and...
Hold it!
Oh.
I have no objection to the whip.
God damn you, Edgeworth! For some god-awful reason.
The prosecution can wield the whip or drink 17 cups of coffee.
Okay, she could do that.
Fuck me.
She could do that, but she can't wield the whip.
But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
All they did with Edgeworth is reflect what's his
This
right.
promises
That's all
to
they
be
did.
interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. Ugh, that bitch stuck me up. But looking at you now... Maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
Oh, no. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic.
Okay.
Allow me to add things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah!
Thank you.
Now, the stage is set. Now, continue with the proceedings, Your Honor, and don't bar me.
Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible.
Whatever. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunham.
I appear to be in this box.
Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
My goodness, stabbed right in the butt.
Okay.
That's a lower back. That's a lower back, man.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris, that bitch. After all, there is a witness to a crime.
Yes, but how well have those witnesses turned out for you?
You shut up before I whip you, mister.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
Already?
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney.
Cranberries.
Oh, wait, I can't read.
Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure I care. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all.
What do you care about then?
Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
She is.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Cranberries.
Once again, your name and occupation, please. Oh,
Little old me. Well, I'm the head nun at Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet every cranberry.
Why was her cheeks jiggling up and down?
You're just now realizing this, Nick?
Yes, I am.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. God!
Thank you.
the courtroom is the garden of holy judgment, you pervert. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once. Like, oh my god.
You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
Oh dear god, I'm gonna puke.
Yeah,
no.
so am I.
Waha, cranberries. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I could still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way my dear little cranberry could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh?
Oh, he's Canadian, I forgot.
Yeah.
What's your business in Canada? What's your business in Canada?
Well, that night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but,
Oh, sorry.
well, as you can see, my cranberry likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte
Mexican.
and returned to Hazakura Cranberry. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, you could say that. If my cranberry hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
As you can see, my cranberry acts up violently. Yeah, we don't need to know that.
So I left Iris to help the... Wait, didn't Iris say she stayed in her room?
Hold it!
You left Iris to help with what? What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercise proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away.
What?
Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest cranberry. She's never once failed to follow my directions. Well, wait. Stop. Do we have her testimony?
It was given to us.
I'd say present that.
No, that's weather. Rang the
there.
bell.
Here's the letter.
And it was then in her room until the murder was discovered.
Yeah. Objection!
Objection!
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well, that's really nice, but how about you get to the point?
Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task.
Oh dear god, I just now noticed her face.
I'm a
jiggling.
crack.
That was-
You also noticed that, Scooter?
I noticed it since the beginning.
Me and Scooter haven't.
I'm a cranberry of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Cranberry.
Head honcho's right.
In any case, Miss Honcho,
In
I'd
that
like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that?
A defendant or a witness? Oh my god, I gotta teach you how to do it. Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose?
Both. Your point being?
Did they not teach you this in school, Miles Edgeworth? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
Objection, but that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
So she does indeed have honest eyes.
All people lie. That is my belief.
Even you.
God.
Why am I the only one being whipped in here?
Because you're the only one who deserves it.
Or the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect. Crystal Cranberry, especially in winter.
Can you stop saying crabby?
Then I suppose even too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show a more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick.
Oh yeah, sure, if you're a prosecutor, then
Please
fuck
add your
over.
comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination.
That night I was helping it out. Oh, wait, right. But... back.
Iris came to your temple. She was dressed exactly.
Wait, hold it. She gave her hood to Phoenix, remember?
I can present that.
Yeah.
Proceed before the lights out, Bill. Okay.
Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course.
And that's where we go. That's where the ejection
That is
comes
a
in.
very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wah-ha-ha-ha.
Jiggle.
Wait a minute.
Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
No.
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift from that night. Before the lights out bell was rung.
What? What?
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Honey.
If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims,
The Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
wow, wow, wow.
I can see the cards.
It's not a bad feeling of exposing contradiction like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
Why do I feel like someone's talking behind my back?
Order in the court. Witness.
Sister. This hood. You have the spare ones around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
This is quite strange.
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. Sorry.
And how would she know that if that's the case?
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human hearts. The seeds of doubt.
Hey, that's your job, to doubt.
Witness? While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable going along with this, Cranberry.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable saying with you saying cranberry every 5 seconds.
You shut your mouth in the gallery.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony, okay?
Oh shit, sorry.
Tell us what you saw after finishing your cranberry bath on your way back to the inner temple.
Oh god, it's spreading.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit.
I thought you were going to say cranberry.
Contradictory
you were gonna say cranberry.
stimulation.
Don't give Edgeworth any ideas, alright?
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the temple. And I was walking back, and I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things,
Yeah, stab me harder.
Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard.
Also, why is she calling Elise Mystic Elise? I thought she was a children's book author.
You'll find out.
Oh no,
Stab
I know why! But Scooter doesn't.
I
skipped
finish
that.
reading
I'm sorry.
Then why do you?
sorry.
Okay, if that's the case, Nick, then why you question it?
For suspense, in case nobody else knows. God damn it!
Take your hand off the keyboard for a second.
It is.
Put your hands up. Okay.
If I was in your place,
Oh my god.
where some asshole skips over my text boxes,
I'm trying to press the enter with my feet.
Welcome to
With my feet now. My
Don't
hands
use your hands.
My hands are in the air. He said.
then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court.
Don't give her ideas, Judge.
And me seeing it all from this very chair.
That's not gonna happen.
Don't be get whipped.
Well, something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Dick.
What am I doing in this box?
Fox.
I wouldn't look like the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. You can just go home.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours?
Please.
I mean, that's technically being respectful.
Yeah,
I mean-
she only says it.
Yeah.
And yet, Mr. Wright, Mrs. Von Karma, Vic.
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
I just want-
Are you skipping text again?
I just wanted to see what the last text was. The stabbing assault must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
Window?
Window?
What?
Wait, she was pushed out?
No, she wasn't.
No.
That was never proven.
Wait, we could look at the autopsy report. Loss of blood from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death.
Yes.
What?
That doesn't prove that she fell out of a window.
Alright, we could try it. Fuck it.
No. Really?
Try presenting it.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
Why do you keep commenting about winter?
However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report?
Oh, I'm sorry. I updated it.
Fine. The autopsy report? What about it?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Ah! What?
That's right. It says after death right here.
The scene the witness claims to have has seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall?
I don't know. Let's recap when someone said, "Look at the victim standing right there."
Order!
Shut up, Scooter.
The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree?
If that was the case, there probably would have been blood there, and no, I'm pretty sure there wasn't.
It wasn't.
That is the logical conclusion, Your Honor.
But that didn't happen.
But whatever. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. It makes perfect sense.
Objection.
It doesn't.
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Donham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain. Would you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? What?
Thank you.
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your witness could cause traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard.
Just keep on looking.
However, if there were no blood in the room, then your
Thank you.
Shut the hell up, Judge. I'm sure there is no need for me to go over this. God! As I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed, you dumbass.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions, Your Honor. But wait, isn't that sword supposed to be too heavy to lift?
No, it could be lifted.
Order! 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 I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
Yep.
It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the cranberries. I mean the facts, please.
What?
Witness, please remain standing on the crate. Don't go silly.
Don't go selling me short now.
Bikini, was your old age finally catching up to you, or no?
The weight of winter snow must have bent me out of shape. Especially my cranberry and my mood.
Sister, please, just give us your damn testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we're finished here.
That would probably kill her.
Oh! Oh boy. Alright.
With the whip. That would be painful.
I did say that'd probably kill her.
When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's what I fainted. You can't blame me, can you?
Yes.
And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma's strive for nothing but perfection, Your Honor. You should learn more about me, God.
Say,
I'll learn about you, all right?
Say, does anyone remember Justice for All? How perfect was she? Am I right?
Yeah, right.
Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma.
I beg to differ, Edgeworth.
And I'm here to teach just that.
Doesn't he also bend the rules too?
I'm hungry too. He doesn't anymore.
Not anymore.
Used to, yeah.
See, the sword was already in place.
Yeah.
That was... Well, I was about to say...
Okay.
At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then.
I'm sure that you did. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. We talked about this.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant when the victim was stabbed? Okay. So much blood before. That's what I figured. Now I can't
Believe
wait.
me.
Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
Now,
Wait, go back to the third statement. Wait, no, you passed it.
This is the third.
Right there.
This is the third thing.
Press it.
Hold it!
So you're saying...
hang on!
Bitch, it's my turn. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
Got it!
That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What?
Her clothes were blood-fletched as well.
That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further?
Sure.
I would, yeah. Going back to your previous statement. You said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed.
Okay.
I saw the girl pull out the sword out of as plain as day.
If you see that, but that doesn't prove that she was the one that stabbed her.
True. Pulling the sword out. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like came out.
Witness, you'll add the statement to your cranberry. I mean, your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
Yes!
More important than you can imagine. So I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. It was smoothly drawn out. Alright, let's look at the sword real quick.
Sword.
Yeah, that's not it plunged into the hilt. Then that should be covered in blood. I
Yeah.
presented. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable cranberry. I mean, this.
Edgeworth, no!
But there are too many cranberries here.
Edgeworth, stop it!
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
We already have 2 old women before. We don't need
What
another.
contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
Impossibilities.
What do you mean? Please explain. Ah!
Thank you.
Explain yourself, Edgeworth.
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble?
You spouted meaningless dribble earlier.
I, too, may appear to be weak and fragile,
Frail.
frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the edges on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
Yeah.
That's...
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Objection!
That's nothing more than a conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with this Cheeto sword. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection.
If that's true, then how come there's no bloodstains on up to the hilt?
I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive cranberry.
Edgeworth!
Still got cranberries?
This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt,
There it is.
why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
Ow!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence, my god. All the other attorneys I know could maybe only manage one, if that.
But what does this all mean? If you have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but
Having to come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is...
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Cheeto sword.
what?
Foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mr. Gami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left on the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced. It influenced us to believe that the Cheeto was the murder weapon.
Order!
So maybe the Cheeto sword was not the murder weapon. Big deal. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
We just assumed. We already.
That's true!
We
Didn't
just
we already?
You're an
We
idiot,
just
Judge.
proved the point. We just proved the point that she's already pretty much dead by that point.
Yeah.
she never saw Iris actually stab her.
Yeah, she's probably guilty of mutilation of a corpse.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
Everyone I know is an idiot in this.
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question?
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to?
Huh?
Copyrighted music.
We haven't heard that. We haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma, or that top goes bye-bye!
No evidence of that kind was found, and keep your pervy eyes off me, Your Honor.
Another mystery to throw onto... A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something?
Please.
I just
I think
remembered
it-
something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there.
Why are you playing the
What
pronoun game?
exactly are you going on about? A boot here.
A boot.
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe I might know where the sword was disposed of.
Never mind.
Well,
God damn it.
You
what?
Oh my god!
Well then... Will you get this screen out of my face? Oh my god. I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister. And pay very close attention,
Impossible.
Edgeworth.
What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
Cranberries.
She saw cranberries.
I saw the
it's a
murder around 11 p.m.
It's a
And
sword made
after
of
asking
cranberries.
that it was
A cranberry sword.
I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used to go get cranberries.
It's
It
called
was
the cranberry
15 minutes.
mobile.
It takes 15 minutes to walk to Cranberry Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they just threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back when I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
Yeah, somehow that doesn't really add up that much as to why they would throw it away.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. With my cranberry and my age, you know.
You're 48 years old.
Quite.
Quite.
Sorry.
There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph, Your Honor.
Why wasn't this presented earlier?
A snowmobile, eh? Well, I see it is certainly an interesting theory.
Why are there footprints?
The tracks begin in front of the Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes.
Yeah, there are footprints.
Yep.
Why is getting so quiet?
I don't know.
The Eagle's River current... the Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Cross-examination. Next summon Phoenix Wright.
All right.